I'm Johnny Ray. This is 5 Hour Recovery, Phase 4, Reborn. I was going to do the whole thing with the mask on. I just don't think it works very well. So, what is Phase 4? Phase 4 has to do with being reborn, it has to do with starting fresh. Basic as that. So, 5 Hour Recovery pretty much came from the lifestyle and what it took me to get clean. We've remembered our past, right? We've dug up all of our stuff. We've recovered from the bad. We've rejoiced over the good, and now we get a chance to start fresh. We get to do things that we never thought we would be able to do because we were junkies. For me, it was little things. It was learn how to have a routine, a basic routine. It was starting every single day with brushing my teeth, for instance, which I didn't do a lot in the last 20 years of my addiction, which has caused me to lose a bunch of teeth. Right? It's little things. It's like reconnecting with your family members, right? It's letting them see you start over and start fresh. It's learning your purpose. I like to use that word a lot in 5 Hour Recovery. Purpose. A person's purpose is the key ingredient to keeping somebody clean, in my opinion. If you have purpose, if you have perspective on your life, if you know what you're supposed to do every single day, it's a reason to get out of bed. You know, when I became reborn, I started out with a baptism. I found a wonderful church. I started figuring out what I believed and what I was going to follow and what I was going to live my life according. And I did that by getting baptized. It washed me clean. It started me fresh. And you know, I felt amazing afterwards. I felt like I was in line and in tune with what I was supposed to do with my life, and that was to do this. I could have never got that clarification without the baptism. I could have not got that clarification without me starting over. As drug addicts, we develop this routine of nothingness, of getting high and then doing whatever in our lives, right? And with me, that's all I did. I didn't know how to do anything except get high and do things. Go to the store. Oh, I got to get high first, you know, or you know, go to your job. Oh, I got to get high first. Whatever it was. Oh, family's having a gathering. I better get high first. That was my routine. So phase 4 is extremely important because what it does is it teaches you to be able to start fresh. It gives you a chance to start over. Basic things, you know, are extremely, extremely important. It can be exercise. It can be eating healthy. It can be getting a job, going back to school. It could be, hey, I just want to have a family. I want to raise some kids and I want to get married and I want to have a house. That's what Reborn is all about. It's about starting fresh with new ideas. It's about giving yourself an opportunity. Did you just throw up while I'm right in the, holy cow. It's about helping your dog clean up vomit. It's so ridiculous. Okay, I press play. Remember, I press record and I talk. There's no. Anyway, stay focused. What was I even saying? Starting fresh. It could be getting an animal. It could be getting a cat and a dog and then having them run your lives for the next 5 years, which is what it seems like around here sometimes. I have my cat meowing in the background. I got my dog next to me who's apparently sick. I'll get to you in just a minute. I'm in the middle of recording. So it could be trying new things. It could be trying sports, right? It could be another thing I want to do. I always wanted to referee football as a little kid. I was never going to get an opportunity to referee football as a junkie. I watched my dad referee for 20 some odd years, and I always thought it was cool. You know, I was always like, man, he's out there, and you know, he did my high school games, and he was always involved in my life with sports. And here he is, you know, love him or hate him, a referee it's a really cool thing. You get to be on the field. I was always too small to play football, so you know, refereeing was something I wanted to do. I wanted to give that an opportunity. That's part of phase 4. It's being reborn. It's starting fresh. It's looking at life in a different light. It's getting a chance to turn into the person you want to be. Purpose. It has to do with purpose. When I got clean, I knew that my purpose was to help people get clean. It was to help the still suffering addict. It was to help people get their kids back. It was to help them get a house or a place to live. It was to help them get off the streets. It was to help them get a job. That's what being reborn is all about. It gives you an opportunity to be able to think about, what do you want to do? That can be difficult for some people. It was difficult for me. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I still had people ask me, Johnny, what do you like to do? What are your hobbies? And I had to tell them, I don't have hobbies. I was a drug addict. Drugs were my hobbies. Getting into trouble was my hobbies. Drama was my hobby. I can't tell you how much drama I had in my life from being in active addiction. Being normal, living an everyday normal life, something I had never experienced before. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know. I felt like Ricky Bobby in Talladega Nights. What do I do with my hands? Right? Just getting up and making my bed. I didn't know how to do laundry like a normal person. I didn't know how to go and get my hair cut on a regular basis. I didn't know how to be employable, how somebody would possibly want me to work for them. I had jobs. It's not like I was a bum or I lived on my fair share of time on the streets, but I also had jobs. But man, I faked it all. I faked urine tests. I faked resumes and I was a liar and I never got employed as a clean and sober individual. And I can tell you it has severely paid off for my life. I get an opportunity to do things now. Another thing I absolutely love about being reborn is I'm getting to connect with an amazing church. I'm getting to connect with all my old friends. I'm getting to connect with family who had just pretty much given up on me. Being reborn is a key phase in 5-hour recovery. They're all key phases. We've remembered where, right? We've recovered from the bad. We rejoiced over the good. And now we get a chance to start fresh. We get a chance to live a life. Anything you want. You're only limited to what you can think of what to do. Go back to school. Get an education. Do something. Have a career. Raise a good family. Not a family where the kids see you as an addict. Raise a family where your kids get to see you clean. Have a wife that you treat amazing. Get married. Treat her with respect and dignity and no drama, no arguing every single day. Every relationship I ever had was just arguing. It was just so, it just dragged and dragged and dragged. It never worked out. And it was because I didn't know who I was. I can't wait to meet my future wife now because I know I've gotten a chance to be reborn. So this is the 4th phase in 5-hour recovery. Be reborn. I've been asked a couple of questions and I'll talk about those. Number 1, is 5-hour recovery for just drug addicts? No. 5-hour recovery is for anybody who uses anything other than God to null or dull the effects of life. I've always said that. That's what addiction is. It's when you turn to something other than the Lord when times are tough. When you use something above and beyond what the use should be. And I know that's a gray area, but we can talk more about that in my next video, phase 5, being able to relive. For me, it means absolutely no substances in my body. It's recognizing if I'm having too much sugar or drinking too much coffee or doing too much of one thing all the time. That's what an addict's behavior is. So this is 5-hour recovery, phase 4, recover. I really want comments below. Let me know what you're thinking. Next phase will be the 5th phase, be a chance to relive. You can comment below. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel at Johnny Ray Jr. And also, if you want to give your testimony, man, I know this video is going to be a little bit longer. I got to talk about this real quick. I have had some amazing testimonies. I have had some real amazing stories from people. I cannot believe it. They are reaching out to me and they want to share their story and help people, and it's absolutely amazing. So if you want to share your story with me, it's foraddictsfromaddicts@gmail.com. Send me an email. I would love to get your testimony. I'd love to meet up with you. I have a bunch lined up. I'm looking forward to sharing more about this 5-hour recovery program, a network, an idea, a place you can go to get recovery. I'm Johnny Ray. Thanks for listening. Phase 4, recover.